How many of you have heard Epic the Musical, have heard about the lore, have heard about anything about Epic the Musical? If you've listened to it, if you've seen the animatics, I don't know, done on YouTube by various talented artists, like, it's insane. The fandom has grown over the past, like, what, 2-3 years? I don't even know when the first saga came out, but all I know is it's all over my feed now. If I open Snapchat, if I open not Snapchat, but YouTube, Instagram, Reels, anything, it's just Epic the Musical, Epic the Musical. So I sat there thinking to myself, I'm like, what's the source material like? Is it this good? Is it this interesting, compelling? Will it make me more into Greek mythology? Roman mythology? I don't know. So I'm like, you know what? I got it. This is both the Iliad and the Odyssey. I'm only going to be reviewing the Odyssey today because the Iliad just sucks. It can be explained in one word for me: it sucks. So, about Epic the Musical, it tells the tale of Odysseus, who is king of Ithaca, and he goes through the Trojan War. He survives, and he has to travel back to Ithaca. I don't know how far away Troy is from Ithaca, but I guess it's really far. And he has to defeat a Cyclops, Sirens, this is not in order, Sirens, Circe, who is like, I don't know if she's a goddess or a witch. She could be both. The Enchantress is what this book says. All these like foes, all these enemies, and he has to struggle with, is he a monster or should he become a monster to get home? Stuff like that. It's a very compelling, very intriguing, thought-provoking musical, and it's not even like an actual musical yet. It's just concept albums, I think, but it is the most in-depth thing I have ever heard on Spotify. So that's saying a lot, I think. With that being said, I could go on and 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 on about Epic the Musical. I could talk about the musical masterpiece. I could talk about the characters, the betrayals, the love interests, and like everything going on. Calypso, I haven't even mentioned Calypso, but she's my favorite. But that would take forever. Like, if you have not known anything about Epic the Musical, I don't think you realize just how complex the story is. It's this, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I could go on and on, but for your guys' sake, I won't. Actually, I will. With all that being said, let's dive into the book. Alright, so here we have some details on the cover. Yes, a blurry image of the spine. Very excellent. I do my best. Open it up. Got some pages. It's a typical standard book. Oh, and look. Horses. One there, one there. Interesting art. This guy who has a low taper fade. Another guy. That guy again. And we're done with the art page. Okay. The Odyssey. It begins in like 487 or something of the actual book, because it's both of them. It lists out all of the books, which is kind of like chapters that are just really, really long. Again, this is a very old book, and there's a lot of them. Yeah. And I don't know how well this is. I don't know if you can read it, because it's very small print. Oh, and there's the back. Some guys there. Looks like they're fighting. I don't know what this tapping is. I don't know why I did that. More tapping. Great. Cool. And that's the book. Yeah. Despite the beautiful details that my edition of the Odyssey came with, despite the beautiful, beautiful artwork, it just didn't hit. It didn't. It was bad. Not bad. I'm not gonna say that. I can appreciate it as an art form. I can do that. However, I cannot get past the language that is used because it is so old and because the characters are so outdated. It's just not something I can continue to read. So I had to end, let's see. Page 428, which, because this is both, 3 pages in. I could only read 3 pages. The story doesn't even start like after the Trojan War, like the musical does. Hold on. It starts where Athena asks the gods to let go of Odysseus when he's at the island of Calypso's island. So that's like, for those of you that know the musical, that's like a good chunk of the way in, maybe a good 3/4 of the way in. So it's just very like discombobulating, I guess, for me. I'm like, wait, I'm missing so much stuff. What just happened? And I can only assume, because I didn't read it, obviously. I can only assume that the story like backtracks, like maybe Odysseus is talking to people and he's telling them about what happened. Because I didn't read the Iliad either. I'm really hoping it's not in the Iliad, because that was boring. That was worse. I guess what I'll say for sure is that how do I want to phrase this? If you are picking up the Odyssey to read it,
bombastic side eye,
not just be like, oh cool, I have it in my collection. You have to know that it's not at all like the musical is. It's not, to me, it's not as like thought-provoking. It's not like, when the characters were listed, I didn't even see polities. So like, I don't know, take that with a grain of salt, or take it with what you will. But that's my honest opinion. I still appreciate the book as an art form, and it was like one of the first things ever published, I guess, so that's pretty interesting. It will for sure be a star in my collection, but beyond that, I don't know if I can say any more. Like, I think I've said my piece, and you guys just have to take with it what you will. And yeah, if you enjoyed this, I hope to do a lot more reviews. I've got at least like 4 planned. Books are kind of my thing. I do a lot of reading. I enjoy book talks. I enjoy book reviews. So if you enjoy this, please like, please subscribe. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one.